Hey guys, welcome back to our online art class here with the Art Source. Today we're going to be showing you guys how to make a project out of modeling clay. But before we get started, we're going to want to put down something that's going to protect your table from the clay. So either like a sheet of paper or anything that you have to prevent your clay from sticking to the table. Other than that, the only supplies we're going to need today is the clay that we have here today and your hands. So other than that, let's get started. You can be as creative as you want with this project because the clay is going to bend and mold into anything you want just as you continue to play with it. But today I'm going to show you guys how to make a sun since we're moving into that warm summer weather. So first I'm going to start with a small ball of yellow clay and I'm going to press it down just like that, and I'm going to bend the edges to give me a round sun look. And I'll just press that together until I start seeing the shape. And that's going to be the trick when you're working with clay, is just play with it as much as you can until you get the shapes that you want. I might press down to flatten it out just a little bit. And then from here, I'm going to further press. There we go. So now that we're already having it look a little bit more like a sun, and then I'm going to take some orange clay, and I'll just pull from it, and we'll use this, and we want it to be even smaller than that. So I'll pull from here, and I'm going to pinch this little piece of clay into a carrot shape. See, so once we have these carrot shapes, I'm going to stick it right here onto the side of the sun. Just bend it a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to do that a couple more times, leaving some space in between so we can add more detail to the sun. And now that we have all of our carrots stuck to our sun, we're going to take some of that red and we're going to want to take a little more because we're going to mold this a little bit into be a little bit of a wave. So with this, you could just bend it along your finger like that, and it'll already give you a little bit of a shape. And we could just bend this out a little bit and push. And this one should look a little bit like a wave. And we're going to put that right in between our carrots. Here's our sun that was super simple to make, and it was really easy. Like I said, with the clay, it's gonna bend any way you want it to. You just have to work with it and be patient with it. And if you play around with it, you're gonna get the shapes that you want. It's gonna be super simple. I'm gonna go ahead and make a leaf. So I'm gonna take this little bit of green and I'm going to maybe just press it down so we can flatten it out. And it's okay that it doesn't look like a leaf shape right away. Like I said, and I'll continue to say, You just have to be patient with the clay and mold it to the way you want it. So now that we have this flat shape, I'm gonna push in the edges just a bit. And then I'm gonna round out these edges just by pressing down on them. And if you have any creases in it, you can just go ahead and pat them out and the clay will mold into itself. So now that we have that shape, I'm gonna take this again and press the edges together. And since I have this crease right here, I'm just gonna press down. And there we go, that crease kind of disappears. And already this is looking like a leaf shape. And I'm just gonna press together a little more down here and pat out that crease. And you can take anything you have at home, maybe like a toothpick or a pencil. I'm gonna take this little styling tool and I'm gonna give it a stem right down the middle, like that. And then just add a little more detail. And there we have it, guys. We have our leaf. Okay guys, because we just made this nice leaf, we're gonna go ahead and add on to it by making a stem and a flower to go along with it. You can make your leaf, your stem, or your flower any color you want, depends on which colors you have. So if we're gonna take a green stem, we're just gonna pull a little bit off of it. And we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna roll it between our hands, just to make it longer, like a usual flower stem. We're gonna push this together and then just continue to roll that between our hands. Okay, that looks good to me. And then we're gonna take that same base that we used from our sun and we're gonna make that our flower base. We'll press it down a little bit and we'll clean up this shape. Okay, that's looking good so far. And I'm gonna wanna make my flower petals purple. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this purple. And same thing, I'm gonna press down to give myself a petal shape. And then same thing with the leaf, we're gonna want to press the edges. Just to make the base a little skinnier. And then we're gonna round out the top. And I actually already like this shape from my flower, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the petal to that base. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and add this leaf to our stem. That looks good. And I'm gonna make a couple more petals just like this purple one. guys, another example I'm gonna make for you is a grapevine. So I'm gonna take this brown and I'm gonna pull just a little bit off. And same like with our stem, we're gonna roll it between our hands and we're gonna make it long so we can add our grapes to it. So we're gonna press down just so we don't have all these bumps. And then we'll arrange it in a way like that. And that looks good for our main vine. And then we're gonna take a little bit more brown and make smaller stems to branch out from the vine. So I'll actually take this in half. Guys, thank you for joining us, and make sure to tag us when you try out these projects at home, and we'll see you next week with some more projects. Bye!